Oh, good evening. I don't know if I need a little bit more light or not. Oh, well, anyway, we will. It's Tuesday. There we go. I think less light's better. Don't need those shadows at my age. But anyway, when I think about the change that America needs, I think about how the Federal Reserve has taken over the United States job of being the banker, the outside interest that the money is funded, where the money goes to the 1%. And when I say that, I don't mean like the people like Beyonce and Jay-Z or any of those. These people have more money than they actually. But what I was going to allude to, I think I put some stuff on Tumblr, and you could go ahead and follow me on Tumblr too, Karen Sinclair, Appleshine22. But anyway, it's about pedophiles, and I want to put that together with our school system, and maybe why our teachers don't work year round and do a regular work day, have a regular work week, because I don't think that our education system is preparing our children to a full year work. You know, because I don't know, you know, I mean, they get 3 months off in the summertime, some 4, I don't know. But the way I'm tying this into pedophiles and whatnot is that we have, like here in Memphis and in the surrounding the area, young teen pregnancies. And it seems like there's always that one guy that ends up, you know, he's father to, you know, like that one guy, they're bragging about how he's such a deadbeat father, 25 kids and whatnot. And like the girls they're talking to, they just graduated from high school, so they had to be in high school when they had the child. So we do have a problem with pedophiles. And the main thing with pedophiles is a lot of them, without treatment or help, end up repeating the act, either with their kids or family members, or they'll get in a situation or a job situation where they're over children, either like the priesthood, you know, teaching, in the sports, like they had in their university with those young guys, and etc. And we also have a problem where the sex industry is more geared to, you know, looking young, you know what I'm saying, because let's face it, all the models and everything you see, like I remember when I was young, Brooke Shields, she was like the #1 model. I think she was only like 15 or something when she was modeling. Tara Banks was very young when she was first started modeling. I don't even think she was 18. You know, so a lot of our magazines are the glamour shots. A lot of shows show a lot of very young people that seem to be very sexual, or at least to appear to be more adult-like. Also, there's this old story they used to tell about how that it has to do with how it had came to be part of the political situation, where some people say, like with the Illuminati, is just like they say, it's like the pawns, it's like the people that believe in, like, you know, they're worshiping the devil or they're doing this or whatnot, and it's sort of it opens the gate for the poor people to live in a like, I guess, hell in a speech, since, you know, like if you're homeless, or, you know, you can't afford health insurance, or you got, you know, major debt, you know, from student loans, you know, for the next 20 years, mortgage debt. But anyway, the story goes back to where when the Romans had came into Egypt, and a bunch of the Egyptians left, and they had made a grievous error and had neutered these guys, and they didn't have it in the heart to just kill them or whatever, and so they stayed there. And so, like, you know, like when the Roman soldiers came, like this is like the third time they came or something, and all the goods and everything was, all the cotton and everything was gone, but these guys was left there. But they had, just by being around the Egyptians and whatever, they were more educated, more knowledgeable on how to do a lot of things, you know, building, because they did the gruff work. So they had a lot of knowledge, and you know, they was around, and they had a lot of more understanding on, you know, than the other people, which had none. And they knew how. So anyway, the way the story goes, because they had been, you know, sexually abused, these guys, that they took over the part, and instead of being a Jewish, they went to become, just a saying, I don't know if this is true or not, so I'm just repeating wise stories. But anyway, that they became the Catholics, and they had thought that they would have the men rule. They were very scared of some other mammal taking over, and they had all this gold. They knew how to make money, how to give money, because they had been around Egyptians. That's, you know, they were very industrial, and especially opposed to the other people that was just you know, into robbing, raping, and pillaging. So they didn't really, the Europeans, they didn't know how to manufacture or do anything. They just knew how to steal what they wanted, and then they would, you know, try to get those people, you know, enslaved to do the work, you know, for them. Anyway, so what happened was, like these guys developed, and because of war and all this, and them and able to be learned men and able to read and write and knew math a little bit. They gave them a big advantage, and they because they said the original people of Egypt, they weren't worshiping anybody. They worshipped the sun, the land, the water, and the earth as a provider to their life, you know, and enable them to continue, and a provider of all their wants and needs. Well, these guys changed it to where you were worshiping them, but their main thing is that because they had been sexually abused as a child, they had this and never, you know, that they didn't, you know, saying they were into giving a lot of pain during this time. You know, they used to hang people. The British used to boil, and they said that the boiling of the people and the burning of the people at stake was they were cannabis, because a lot of the Europeans didn't have the comprehension to understand where the food was coming from, because a lot of them had been jailed, the whole family. But anyway, so as time progressed, and because of their war made them more clever in their survival, and them being able to amass a great army. But anyway, the story goes that they wanted to not like just have all men rule the world, and they were going to clone, you know, themselves to reproduce, because that was one of their main problems. And that's why, like, a lot of them, like, even though they was gay, they would marry and reproduce, and still, you know. So anyway, so that's what's been sort of like the gist of how the pedophiles came to light, is because of a ruling group that misused and mutilated the people that were of a lower class. And so as we come to like the 2015, we still have trafficking of human beings, either be in Africa or in the Middle East, you know, because those girls that are 13 or whatnot, most females do not look totally mature until they're 15, 16. So 13 and 14 is, it's way too young. And some consider it as pedophile. And we have it where the Catholic Church has been sued and it's been exposed to that. So that's where I think I'm going to tie in that if we fix our education system, that we will be able to fix other problems, because with people that are more educated, they're more likely to see that they do not have to continue the same routine because they have different choices. If we could nip it in the bud with a very rounded education system that is geared to making a healthy, productive, and well-balanced person that'll be a productive and able to contribute to the community in a positive way. But anyway, we do have a problem with an overly sexed society, where women are not only paid less, but looked at as less, to keep this image propelled. And I think that it's small steps, little steps, and I think that one of the main things, if we think about making our children healthy and making the people that provide them full-time workers, that our education system should be year-round. These kids don't stop developing for 3 months. There's no reason. Kids are not going out to farm. There's no excuse for them. I'm saying parents have to scramble for daycare. There's already a high expense with that as it is now. So there's a lot of advantages to kids going to school year-round. One is that we can have a smarter, healthier workforce in the future, and a stronger America. Well, anyway, I'm gonna go make me something to eat. It's 10 after 6. Straighten my clock. Good night. Be good to your kids. Help them with their homework. Tell them something about your family. They might not know your mom or your dad. Even if they do, they'll enjoy a good story. All children love a good story. Trust me. Good night.